Most people want to make more money and improve their lives, but they're stuck. Not because they aren't smart, not because they aren't motivated. They're stuck simply because they consume too much and produce too little. In this video, I'm going to show you the difference and how to finally move forward and make real progress. Imagine a line. On one side, it's consuming, and on the other side, it's producing. Consuming is a passive activity. It's listening, watching, buying, hoping, and dreaming. Producing is an active activity. Producing is writing, it's filming, it's designing, it's building, it's changing. The more you consume, the potential you unlock. The more you produce, the faster you will grow. So here's the trap. Consuming, it feels like progress. So watching a YouTube video about fitness makes you feel like you're getting fitter. Listening to an entrepreneurship podcast makes you feel like you're becoming an entrepreneur. But it is a trap. Consuming is not acting. It makes us feel like progress, but we're just really standing still. I used to be a self-help junkie. I would binge all day if I could. I would listen to audiobooks, I would watch YouTube videos, and I really feel like I was making progress. But in reality, I was just consuming self-help content. You know what? And it made me feel good. It made me feel like I was making progress. It made me feel like I was doing something towards my goals. But in reality, I wasn't producing anything. No businesses, no YouTube videos. I wasn't doing any writing. I was just making no progress. I was convincing myself that I was moving forward, but in reality, I was just standing still. That is why there's this saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But good intentions are not enough. One action will beat 100 good intentions all day long. And this consumer production model is not just personal. The entire system is built around consuming versus producing. In school, we follow instructions. The teacher tells us what to produce. We're not creating something real, we're just following instructions. And even at jobs, it's the same things. We work, but we're creating things that belong to somebody else. We're taught to consume. We're taught to work for others. We're taught to measure success by consumptions. More degrees, more money, more stuff. In fact, consumer spending makes up about 70% of the US economy. We're literally trained to consume. But how can you blame us? Consuming is fun. Producing is hard. It's hard because the results don't come right away. When you first start producing, whether it's writing, making videos, starting a business, you start from lack. Your results are bad, and it feels like nobody cares. It's hard to imagine what it will feel like once you are good, but that's where real progress happens. Producing is not flashy at first, but it compounds. And over time, you separate yourself from 99% of the people who are stuck consuming. So how do you go from being a consumer to a producer? Here's 2 steps that you can take. Number 1, for every minute that you spend consuming, spend a minute producing. Watch a video, write a paragraph about what you watched. Listen to a podcast, take some action on something that you learned. Number 2, track your creation streak. Track the days you created. Every day create something. Whether you worked out, you wrote in your book, created a podcast, even if it's for just 15 minutes, stack the wins. So I leave you with the challenge. Today, create one thing, anything. Work out, cook a meal, write out an idea. Move yourself to the producing side of the spectrum, because those small little actions done every day will accelerate your progress. Consume less, produce more, and watch how fast your life begins to change. Thank you for watching this video. This video was about this idea of being a consumer versus being a producer. In my opinion, we spend too much time consuming and not enough time producing. So the idea behind this video is to try to change that mindset of what can we do to be more of a producer and less of a consumer. The economy needs us to consume. So I'm not saying stop consuming altogether. That would be nearly impossible. But this idea of producing more means that instead of watching 30 minutes of Netflix, how about sitting down with a journal and writing for 30 minutes? Yeah, you're not necessarily making something that you're going to publish to the world, but in this sense, you are creating an idea, using a pen and paper, and that's powerful. And instead of going to a restaurant and just consuming passively, go to a grocery store, buy the ingredients, and produce a meal. And something as simple as, well, maybe it's not too simple, but this idea of recording yourself. This is something that I talked about in a previous video. This is creating something and publishing it, to the internet. This is something that you are creating, and it's powerful. And it's something that not everybody does. And this idea of being a producer is not really taught in schools. In schools, we're taught just to take instructions and produce something that will get you an A, or even at a job, you're told to produce something that's going to gift you your paycheck. But it's not really something that we're truly creating for ourselves. And that's really what this video is about. It's about how can we create stuff for our personal portfolio. And as we produce more, our skills are improving, and we'll be able to progress so much faster in our. I just learned that my camera will stop after a certain amount of time. So to wrap it all up, the idea here with this video is to think about this consumer versus producing spectrum and trying to move towards the side that is all about producing, it's all about creating, and it's all about creating value, because that value will be rewarded. It will be rewarded with money, it will be rewarded with accolades and appreciation, and that, to me, that's really enriching. So thanks again for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.